It's time for the last Moogle Treasure Trove event before the release of Dawntrail, and as per usual, in this video I want to showcase all of the rewards and tell you which ones you should get and which ones you should probably avoid if you want to save yourself both time and gil. If you haven't participated in one of these events yet, or you're coming back to Final Fantasy and you're a bit confused about what's going on with the event, basically you're just rerunning older content for a currency called Moogle Tombstones, which you can then exchange for various rewards at the itinerant Moogles in the capital cities. As always, we'll start with the most expensive items and we'll work our way through to the least expensive ones. The most expensive item this time around is the Emerald Carbuncle Earring, which is the event's unique item, meaning this is only available inside of the event. For 100 tombstones, this gives you an item of, again, questionable fashion value as always. Seriously, I don't know who's designing these. I feel like there's a designer at Square Enix actively mocking us with these. Next up, in the 50 tombstone category, we have the Ufiti Horn, which is available for 8,400 Skybuilder Scrips, or alternatively about 300,000 gil. Skybuilder Scrips are pretty easy to farm, especially if you have a Fisher. However, 8,400 Skybuilder Scrips is still going to take you quite a while, so personally I think 50 tombstones is a fair price for this item if you do like it. As with most of these Skybuilder Scrips item, it's also tradable, so available on the market board for 300,000 gil or more. Next up, another mount, the Gabriel Alpha Identification Key. This is usually available from Southern Front lockboxes inside of Bosja, or about, again, 300,000 gil on the market board. As a reminder, if you haven't played in a while, the Southern Front is the exploratory zone, and I think a lot of people, when Dawntrail releases, are going to try to level Pictomancer and Viper from 80 to 90 inside of the Southern Front. So there's a good chance that there's going to be a lot more Gabriel Alpha Identification Keys on the market board. Next up is the, in my opinion, secret must-buy item of this event, being the Domakin minion. The reason why I say that you should probably get this is because the value in comparison to everything else in the 50 tombstone tier is pretty high. This is only available from Waterside Exploration Retainer Ventures, meaning you're going to need a level 80 Fisher running the 18-hour ventures, and then you need a bit of luck. Most people don't have Fisher retainers, and it's probably not worth leveling one just to get this item, but this is available for about 700,000 gil on the market board. So if you don't have this minion and you do want to finish your minion collection, 50 tombstones for this during the event is an absolute steal. Next up is the blinding Indigo Orchestrion roll, which drops in Eden's Gate Inundation, the normal version, or it's available for about 300,000 gil on the market board. This is a level 80 raid and it's not a guaranteed drop, so farming this yourself is a bit tedious. I did go in on Warrior just to test it, and it took me about 13 minutes to kill. So I think at least before Dawntrail, this isn't really going to be worth farming out on your own because it simply takes too long. But once we have access to level 100 characters, things might look different. Alternatively, again, 300,000 gil on the market board or 50 tombstones is a pretty fair price for it. Next up is the On Windy Meadows Orchestrion roll, which is usually a drop from the level 60 party-based treasure maps, or available for around 100,000 gil on the market board. In my opinion, this one is a little bit steeply priced with 30 tombstones for something that's available for 100,000 or even less gil if you catch a good deal. Next up is the Mhigan Barding for your bird friend, which is available from a notorious monster fate called Rattle and Humbaba. These fates have special spawn conditions and they're really difficult to catch unless you have someone notifying you that they actually spawned. There is a Discord server called Faloop where this gets called out about once per week. All you have to do is sign up for the reward fates inside of the setup channel. I'll put a link to the Discord in the description if you want to join that. But overall, I would say 30 tombstones for this is a very fair price because it is going to take you a while to catch this one. Next up in the 30 tome tier, the Cheerful Checkered Parasol, available for 1,800 Skybuilder Scrips from Fed Presents, or again about 100,000 gil. Just like the previous item, I personally think it's a bit steeply priced. For 100,000 gil, instead of farming out 30 tombstones, I would personally just buy it off the market board. Next up for 30 tombstones are the potentially special Timeworn maps, which are level 90 guaranteed portal maps. If you haven't done treasure maps, basically every time you complete one of these, there's a chance that a portal will spawn where all of the actual big rewards are found. So having treasure maps that guarantee these portals is going to make you a very popular person if you have a party to farm these with. 30 Moogle tombstones will give you 2 of these, and you can actually stack them inside of your inventory unlike regular treasure maps. Next up is the Direwolf Whistle, which will let you summon the, you guessed it, Direwolf. Usually available from the Ixal Beast Tribe for 120,000 gil, and obviously progressing through the Beast Tribe quests to a certain reputation. I personally thought that the XL Beast Tribes were some of the most annoying ones. These were the ones with the crafting where you had to use the damn glove. So if you don't really have an interest in doing Beast Tribe stuff, or you're not leveling any crafters or gatherers, this one is a pretty easy buy in my opinion. The Gullfaxi Whistle is available from the Navel Extreme, which is very easy to solo if you have a max level character. Depending on how much front loaded burst you have, you might only take a few seconds to kill this guy. So personally I wouldn't waste my 30 tombstones on this one because it's pretty easy to farm yourself. The round Lanner Whistle is available from the extreme version of the final Heavensward trial, which I can't name because it has a spoiler in it. But this one right now I can't recommend that you farm out yourself because it just takes too long. Again, I went in and tested it. It's just not worth soloing it right now, but you could go in with a party of people and farm it, but at that point you might as well just spend the 30 tomes, you know? So either buy this with tombstones or wait until the release of Dawntrail, where level 100 is going to make farming this yourself a lot faster. And lastly is the Auspicious Kamuy Fife, which is available from the Jade Stoa Extreme. This one is a level 70 Extreme Trial, and it's also soloable, but only with a little trick. Because the boss is going to do 2 of these stack markers in a row and there's no one to save you, they're going to apply a physical vulnup on whoever he throws. So the second time he grabs you, it's going to kill you unless you use a tank invulnerability. Again, I went through it. It's definitely possible, but only if you have a tank as far as I know. However, there might be some other ways of getting around this problem as well. Next up for 30 tombstones is the MGP Platinum Card. This is going to give you 50,000 MGP on usage. And this is what I would recommend for all those of you who really hate the gold saucer and engaging with it in general, because this is a fairly good way of farming that stuff out. As I have a lot of the rewards that are usually available from these events, this is what I typically spend all of my tombstones on. Next up is a bunch of trash furniture. The Philosopher's Stone table, the Crystarium wardrobe, and the low bookshelf are all available for really tiny amounts of gil on the market board. I don't know why they keep putting these in there, just don't buy them because it's a scam in my opinion. Next we have the late Allagan armors of scouting, aiming, healing, and casting. These are going to cost you 15 tombstones, alternatively 4,000 wolf marks at the wolf's den. This currency is available from PvP, and especially with Dawntrail, I'll be running a lot of frontline again because it just gives a ton of XP. So I personally won't be buying this using tombstones. Then we have various triple triad cards. First of all, the Paisa and the Damel card, which are both available from the same NPC, that being Laniette in the Sea of Clouds. She's a bit tricky to defeat, but not too bad, and the drop rates don't seem awful. I defeated her a few times, and within 10 or 15 minutes I had both of the cards. Next up is the Innocence card, available from Crown of the Immaculate, Normal, and Extreme, or alternatively from Dream Triad card packs. In my opinion, the 7 tombstones for this are definitely worth it. Same thing with the 9S card, which is usually available from the Copied Factory. So considering the alternative is running a level 80 alliance raid that's pretty long and where you're not even guaranteed a drop, 7 tombstones is going to save you some time. Next up we have the Pteranodon minion, also available for 7 tombstones. Alternatively, this is a drop from Kupos of Fortune inside of the Firmament, or it's going to run you about 50 to 100,000 gil on the market board. So in my opinion, this one is a very good purchase for 7 tombstones if you don't already have it. Same thing goes for the Behemoth Heir, which is usually available for 400 Centurio seals, and it's untradeable, so you can't get it in any other way, unless you already have these Centurio seals laying around, in which case you can just go buy it. Spending just 7 tombstones on this is definitely the way to go. And lastly we have the Keepers of the Lock Orchestrion role, which is available from the Ananta Beast Tribe in exchange for 3 Dream Staffs, which is the currency that you get for doing the dailies. So if you have done that tribe already, then you probably have these laying around and you just haven't bought the Orchestrion role yet. And those are all of the rewards this time around. Thanks for watching, and I hope I see you guys in the next one. Peace.